For ages, people have stared at the night sky, wondering about all the universe's secrets. Back in the 20th century, scientists came up with the Big Bang Theory, trying to explain how the universe started and keeps growing. But even though lots of people accept it, the theory still can't answer some big questions. Recent finds have made these cosmic puzzles even harder. For example, in 2023, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope saw some stuff that looked older than the universe. Experts were shocked, and now they're arguing about whether stars could exist longer than the universe has been around. This weird situation makes us wonder if we need a whole new idea about how the universe works. We'll look at these questions and more in this video. If you want to stay in the loop about space news, hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications. About 200 light-years away in the constellation Hyslop, there's a star called HD 14283. It's moving super fast, 44.883 kilometers per second, which gives us clues about what it's been through. Around 1 billion years ago, when our Milky Way was still forming, it crashed into a small galaxy where this star lived. But the craziest thing about HD 14283 isn't its speed, it's how old it is. This star is one of the oldest things we've ever seen, so people call it Methuselah, after the guy in the Bible who supposedly lived for 969 years. At first, they thought it was 16 billion years old, but new guesses say it's around 14.46 billion years old, give or take 800 million years. That's a problem because the universe is only thought to be about 13.8 billion years old. So, how could a star be older than the universe? It doesn't seem possible. This puzzle makes scientists think about whether we're dating stars and the universe right, so they're digging deeper into these space mysteries. To get a better handle on this, it helps to know how hard it is to figure out how old things in space are. Stars like our sun stay pretty much the same temperature and size for billions of years, so it's tough to tell how old they are exactly. Astronomers look for tiny changes in a star's brightness and color and then compare what they see to ideas about how stars live and die. One way to guess a star's age is by how fast it spins. Sort of like how a spinning wheel slows down, stars lose speed over time. Astronomers have made formulas that let them guess a star's age by looking at how fast it spins. This is called gyrochronology. So, Methuselah is super old. Instead of wondering if it's more than 2 billion years older than the universe, maybe we should ask if the universe is younger than we thought. Understanding how long 13.8 billion years is can be hard. If we made a cosmic calendar where the Big Bang was January 1st, Earth wouldn't show up until the very end of December, and human history would only be the last few seconds of the year. Astronomers figure out the universe's age by looking at light from far-off stars that formed pretty soon after the Big Bang. As the universe grows, things move away from each other, which is called redshift. By measuring how far away things are and how much the universe is expanding, they figure the universe is around 13.8 billion years old. But some new work from the University of Ottawa suggests the universe might be much older, like 26.7 billion years old. Professor Rajendra Gupta has a theory that mixes an old idea from astronomer Fritz Zwicky with some new physics. He thinks that protons lose energy over huge distances and times, but that goes against what we know about redshift. Gupta says if we let this idea exist with the expanding universe, we could think of redshift differently. Instead of just meaning expansion, it could mean something else. This might give us a new guess for how old the universe is and could fix some problems that have been around for a while, like the ones that came up after NASA's telescope found those old things. Gupta's work uses the tired light theory and a concept from physicist Paul Dirac, who said that some things in the universe might have changed over time. It's important to remember that our ideas about the universe's age have changed before. Back in the 1920s, Edwin Hubble thought the universe was only about 2 billion years old. Then, new stuff showed that it was much older, eventually getting us to the 13.8 billion year idea. Whether we think of human history as 10 seconds or 5 seconds on the cosmic clock, the universe is seriously old. It keeps getting bigger, so we have to rethink what we thought we knew about its age. Plus, there are new things happening in our own Milky Way galaxy. Recent stuff shows that stars on the edges of the Milky Way move slower than stars in other galaxies. One guess is that our galaxy doesn't have as much dark matter, which is invisible stuff that affects how things move in space. Another guess is that we don't really know what dark matter is or how it's spread around the universe. This problem comes from data from the European Space Agency's Gaia satellite, which has mapped where almost 2 billion stars are in the Milky Way. Because of this, astronomers are changing their ideas about how stars act, especially on the edges of the galaxy. How fast stars move helps us figure out how big a galaxy is. The amount of stuff in a galaxy affects how stars move. A recent study using Gaia data says that our galaxy, including gas, dust, stars, and dark matter, is about 200,000 billion times the mass of our Sun. That's 5 times smaller than we used to think. This might be because there's less stuff in the Milky Way than we thought, maybe less dark matter. But figuring out how big a galaxy is really tricky, and there might be mistakes in the Gaia data or how we're looking at it. We'll keep watching how this goes as we get new information. In the next few years, better technology and space missions will probably help us understand these space mysteries better. The James Webb Space Telescope, which is super powerful, will keep pushing what we know about the universe. We're trying to figure out not just how old stars and the universe are, but also how galaxies work, what dark matter is, and what makes things happen in space. The expanding universe is still a big focus for astronomers. But as we get more data, we might find out that what we thought before wasn't quite right. One big question is whether the rules of physics are the same everywhere and everywhen. Could there be things we don't know about that affect how galaxies move and stars age? As we get better at seeing things, we might find new parts of space that challenge even the most popular theories. Scientists know they still have a lot to learn about dark matter, dark energy, and the basic forces of the universe. Every new find, from faraway galaxies to dead stars, gives us hints about how the universe works, but it also makes us ask more questions, pushing what we know. The idea that stars could be older than the universe or that the universe might be older than we think makes us rethink everything about space. Maybe we need new physics, new ideas, and even new ways to think about space itself. It also brings up deep questions about why we exist. Could this change the Big Bang Theory and how we see our place in the universe? If these finds are true, they would not only change how we see space, but also how we see reality itself. As we argue about how old the universe really is, it's clear we're about to make some big space discoveries. The next few decades could answer questions that people have been asking for thousands of years. Whether it's figuring out if stars can be older or learning more about dark matter and dark energy, the universe still has lots of secrets. The road ahead is all about exploring, guessing, and getting better at understanding space. So, even if we don't have all the answers yet, it's a super exciting time to be learning. If you want to stay up to date with astronomy and space exploration, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates. As we go further into space, the future looks like it will bring some amazing discoveries. The James Webb Space Telescope, with its superpowered cameras, is going to be a game changer in the riddle of the universe. It has already started showing amazing new details about far-off galaxies, exoplanets, and other objects in space. But this is just the start. As it probes away in space, it might find data that flips our understanding of the basic workings of the universe. One of the most sensational parts of this study is the hunt for planets that might hold life. With new finds of exoplanets in the habitable zone, the possibility of life beyond Earth hasn't looked so hopeful. Though these finds don't offer hard clues of life outside of Earth, they open the door for that maybe life exists elsewhere in the universe. If even very simple forms of the biology are found on another world would cause a stir in science, our theory of the planet and our look and feeling about our place in the vast of the world and universe. Also, as we study the mysterious dark matter and/or dark energy, the physics or existing model are very probably be tested. These elements make up the majority of our mass or energy wealth. Still, we very little knowledge and idea and know of how they work. Some of the bigger mysteries there exists, and there is that we the very what make these two elements. These secrets could lead to all new and all great understandings of reality. Besides all the far-reaching stuff in the space side of things, another area of focus on how the galaxies and movement or work, which has led to the very find that stars are our place here and in the Outer Banks are moving so slow, has brought many to test and check our model. The said test may tell us that galaxy or the very spot or the darkness are surrounding may not have what we call abundance of darkness. Also, we still have and ask what are the universe and has anyone asked is our place here. This our what is or will ask.